up there planted, and the Japanese, how they were dug in and the caves, and
Oh yeah.
said there was all their
Over on Iwo Jima.
so that they were committed, and it was like the what do you call it, the suicide bombers? Okay, they were like suicide soldiers. They had all committed to commit suicide. They were not going to give up. They were not going to give in. They were not going to surrender. No surrender. So you had to kill them.
Yeah.
They were not. That was the commitment. So the Japanese defenders of Okinawa, or not Okinawa, but of Iwo Jima, they were dug in, and I mean they were dug in. They were in bunkers and caves, and what have you, and the only way you could get rid of them was you had to kill them, because they were the way they were killed by what is it? Flamethrowers.
Into the
caves. You had going every cave you could ever find. You put the flamethrowers in them.
Yeah.
That's how you got rid of the Japanese on Iwo Jima. But the casualties, the number of people that were killed, they were soldiers, because they were suicide, kamikaze type people committed to they weren't going to give up.
No matter what, yeah, they were going to
We're not going to give up. And they had an airstrip on there. And I can say another, you talk about exciting experiment, is that we had gone on where the picket boats were. It was midway between Iwo Jima and Japan themselves. There was quite a distance there, and we had been on a cruise on a mission to put out distinct picket boats, and we got shot up. We lost an engine. We only had 3 engines. So on the way home, we made the decision that, hey, there's no way to make it. Oil was leaking in one engine, and one engine was out, and so that we made the decision that that better than ditching in the ocean is that we would land on Iwo Jima on the way back.
Oh, wow.
This is at the peak of the battle.
Headed back to Iwo Jima. So we came in with one engine out now. Dead engine. Came in with 3 engines and landed on the airstrip on Iwo Jima as it was being invaded.
Like
Wow.
the same day?
And as it was being invaded.
Wow.
The airstrip had not been secured. Only one end of it. One end of the airstrip was secured. The other end, they were still under control of the Japanese.
Oh, wow.
And so we came in with 3 engines and landed, and so that we made it to the ground. We had air. We could talk to the man on the ground, on the sand down on the beach, and he said it's not secured on the other end of the airstrip.
You don't have an option though.
So we came in and landed with one end of this airstrip nearest the ocean and under control by the Americans, and the other end was controlled by the Japanese. Well, we slammed on the brakes to stop as soon as we can. We shortened that, talk about they landed as close to one end as we could to the control strip, but it had been bombed. And there was craters all over the damn airstrip. So if you can imagine coming in with a crippled airstrip, dodging the bomb craters.
With 3 engines.
With 3 engines. Now this is, so help me God, this is the truth.
Oh, man.
I have no reason to lie to you about
Yeah.
it. But with 3 engines, came in, dodging the craters, and putting on the brakes, slow it down, turn it around, and get it back the other end. And we actually did just that.
No.
And I can remember going back to the controlled end of it, dodging the craters again, both ways. And this was in this 4-engine B2. It's basically a B-24, called a PB-4Y2, but that was a Navy designation. It was basically a B-24
Yeah.
bomber, patrol bomber.
It's a big plane.
That's
And,
huge.
Yeah,
Wow.
seriously, like dancing like a
And
ballerina on a war zone.
white, they're shooting
Yeah.
at us. We had holes all through a plane from the ground fire of the people down there. Yeah,
Fighting over the sides of their
yeah, they're trying to kill us up in the cabin, shooting us as we were trying to get back to the controlled end.
Wow.
Now that is a true story. So help me God.
Wow.
We were the first ones to land. As far as I know, the only ones to land for that time.
On Iwo Jima while it was being attacked by the
How old were
Americans.
you when you were doing this?
I was about 20.
20. we have no idea
God,
the things you went through. Wow. Yeah.
I feel like very old and unaccomplished.
No, I must have been about 21, 22.
Yeah.
Something I had it,
Yeah.
but it had to be.
Still, that's
But that's still.
a lot of experience at a young age.
But the fact that we were on Iwo Jima during the invasion.
Wow.
During the invasion.